Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Madcapper. This is another video on Godforge, another blind reaction. We have, wow, amazing new info for Godforge. And I haven't watched it yet. We're going to see what this amazing info is. We're going to react to it as always. And got the Jabra Elite 10s in my ear. By the way, Jabra is getting out of the personal headphone space, which sucks because these are amazing. I looked everywhere for good noise canceling earbuds because I didn't want to get iPod. What do they call the cult ones? The ones that all the people with the iPhones use with earbuds, whatever the buds. I didn't want to get those because they don't have all the features that with an Android machine. Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, amazing. So I got these after a lot of, because I reviewed everything and everything's bad. If you review enough, you'll find out that there's no such thing as a good product. I was gonna get the Samsung one. It's a good thing because at the time I had a Samsung. Now I have a Google Pixel. Anyway, you didn't need to know all that. Just saying that these are really good. If you're looking for one, I don't normally like things inside my ears, like in the ear canal, but these aren't bad. I actually don't mind them, and they work really well for everything. Anyway, I don't know why I told you that. I'm not even sponsored. Unless you're watching this, Jabra. Well, I guess why would they sponsor me? They're getting out. This is the last they'll ever make. Anyway, okay, let's do this.
Hey guys, this is Simon from Fateless. Oh dear, I've got an absolute banger of a video today. I'm going to be giving you a bit of a showcase of a whole ton of different assets that have been produced over the last few weeks. We generally do a weekly art attack where the leads in our art department, they basically showcase a bunch of the new concepts, the new 3D models, some of the new environments, some of the animations, some of the VFX, all of those things. We get to see it on a weekly basis and just get a kind of like general drip feed of what's going on. And we can give our feedback, you know, change this, improve this one looks great. All that type of stuff is done during that session. So what I thought I'd do today is actually just share with you one of those art attack packs. There's loads of leaks.
Come on, you can't say art attack when you're British, because now I'm thinking you're having a heart attack. Oh, I'm having an art attack. Sorry.
In this pack, I don't know, maybe comment down below all of your favorite ones. I had to delete a couple because they're too juicy, and we're saving those for a different video that's coming up. But this one is going to be a mammoth video. So before I get into the presentation, I tell you now, for the last month, I have been freaking out with the new people that have been joining Fateless. We actually got a group of people that used to work on Star Wars Galaxies, which, by the way, is one of my favorite ever games. They were working on the art side, some of the rigging, some of the animation. They've joined the team. We're going to do a separate podcast where we introduce you to a few of them because literally rock stars have joined Fateless and they're helping us with the direction. And what I hope you see with this deck today is some of the step up that we've been making around quality, around interesting champs, around like that whole kind of like vision of what we've got to really raise the bar in this space. I've got to say right now, we've got 3 concept artists working for us. We've got, I think,
you don't have me working for you though.
3D artists that are producing the 3D characters. We've got environmental artists. We've then got riggers. We've got the technical artists that actually make them do their abilities. We've got the animators, we've got the VFX guys. It's ridiculous the amount of people that are just working on the character side and the environment side before you even include all of the dev work. So it's insane. The project size is insane. I also did a quick short the other day talking about one of the new people that's joined the team that's actually recording a track, a song for Godforge for our cinematic. And Serena Bell has come on board. She's already done the first version of the song. I shared a couple of the kind of tracks from her TikTok, which I'll share a little bit of now. Damn, she's a rock star.
Like open doors, leading you down.
No, you can't. I'm gonna get. Now we're all gonna get copyrighted. We're all gonna get. Can't hear anything. Definitely not numb.
So a lot of reasons to be excited right now about what's going on with Godforge. Let me take you through the art attack, which Dane pulled together for us here, and damn, some brilliant work. So we're going to kick off with Sigurd here. Sigurd was actually done by Nico. We showed you the kind of maybe if you saw last week, that version of how did it go from block out to kind of like produced, and then this is the final version. In fact, he does have a cool little Sigurd strutting, which is quite cool. Yeah, but Sigurd looking sweet. It's got the kind of like strong jaw. This is a rare gun. It's going to be a rare in the game, I believe, or an epic. Might be an epic, actually. And yeah,
Sigurd?
Just got some cool features. Lots of detail gone into his design.
Ragnar?
He's got a sweet sword to go alongside it. Sigurd ready to rock. Beowulf has been shown by some of the other content creators that are covering Godforge right now. There's a whole bunch of them, by the way. If you literally go into YouTube and just search Godforge content, you'll find probably 10 at least content creators that are doing weekly videos with leak information that we give them. Really, really cool. But Beowulf is looking sweet.
Cut me out.
This is actually how the artists present it in terms of the final piece. But then I'm not 100% sure why they do these different filters, but they do these different filters for a reason. Comment down below if you're an artist and you know more than I do. He's looking a bit spooky on the right here. But yeah, they do them for, I guess, just looking at, do the different items separate properly or something like that. Not really sure. But anyway, looking pretty cool. A new one. Freya. Whoa. Freya coming into the mix. She's not finished yet. She's not had her texturing finished, but gives you an idea of different stages of development. So she's in 3D here. They're working from a concept. This is Andre, and getting close to that final phase, which is the final texturing phase. But really, really cool take of Freya, in my opinion. Moving on to a brand new one.
Ooh.
Merlin.
I was gonna say, that's
Oh, I love this one. This is maybe my favorite one so far. So
you know, I was letting him talk because this is just cool information. I gotta stop here because that's how I see Merlin. If you really want a good Arthurian written series of books that really tries to ground things while still being fantastical, grounding things, Oliver Cornwall writes The Winter King. It's also a movie or a TV series they put on something. I think it was on MGM or something weird in the States. I get it through Crave TV in Canada, which Crave TV is just one of the is our big. They're the biggest company for they're like the super channel, but it used to be the Movie Network, and they for some reason they've amalgamated everything, turned it into Crave. But yeah, go find it. The Winter King TV series was okay. As most book lovers happen to, it ends up being not the books, so just got to keep that in mind. But the book series is absolutely banger, and that looks like the book series Merlin. He is a druid. He's not. I mean, I know we've all seen the Merlin that everyone probably knows with the metal thing on a bald head. That's the famous 80s, I think it's 80s one of Arthur, of Knights of the Round Table, and what's it even called? Is that one called Knights? No, what's it called? Camelot? Is it called Camelot? Anyway, this is the Merlin that I like. I like seeing it. He's old. He's supposedly older than, like, he's in his 90s, I think, in the books, but still spry. He still believes in the old gods, and his way of doing things is really just trying to battle against this new god form. Which, by the way, the new gods are in that time would be probably Christian, but the old gods are pre Roman gods in Brittany. They're like pre Viking gods. So I mean, like, we're talking, they're old. I don't know any of their names, but they're old. So this is cool.
Oh, good. So we got Merlin. Obviously, it's our take on him. So some people won't like it, some people will love it. But you know, he's got his scrolls here. He's got all of his little devices. He's got his little rune book.
He looks
and
more
the book
like a
actually
druid.
becomes part of his weaponry. Right. He's got his staff. The frog is ready and waiting. I kind of love the what is this here with the eyes? We can reflect in a subtle way that he was the son of an incubus with his eyes. Love that. We've got the side view here, just so the 3D guys have got a good idea of what's going on. But yeah, Merlin looking sweet. Absolutely love this one. Even though the lamp can be seen from the front in the concept, I'd follow the back view position better. So You kind of got just the visual effects coming through here, but then from the back, you really get to see it. Honestly, we're taking on feedback that we just want a bit more interesting stuff going on the back view. And we've been taking it on with a lot of the new concepts that you're going to see. Pangu that you would have seen if you've been following some of those other content creators. Damn, his weapon is so bad.
Just so we're all on the same page here, I am getting married on Saturday, this Saturday. I did not touch the last round of leaks and stuff because I just didn't have time to even look at it. I've just been trying to get ready for that. In fact, I got a beard trimming on Thursday. I got some back massage stuff to make sure my back handles the week. And of course, I'm gonna try to make content for you guys. Sorry, Simon. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm gonna try to make content while I'm on the ship. It's probably gonna be literally this, just to do something a couple times in the week. You know, maybe I'll try to read the leaks and then just give them to you in a short or something. I don't know how it's gonna do it because I don't have a laptop that's really good. I've given up trying to use my laptop for editing. It's terrible. But I just thought I'd mention that these leaks are new to me because I haven't even looked at the last week and a half of content that they've shared with us. So
it's insane. Kind of plays on that yin yang vibe, which is where the kind of like weapon visual is coming from here. But Pangu is basically one of the Chinese like crazy gods, like one of their biggest deities that existed. And yeah, I think we're selling him pretty damn well in this visual. Absolutely hairy. Love this one. Again, another one which would be brand new. This is from our Slavic faction.
She's naked.
So Viraj is the name of the Slavic faction, and we just got some of the different call outs to, just some of the visuals that we're going to see in game, like why they're coming through from the Slavic culture, how we're reading, you would never know, talking about some of the weaponry and where that's coming from.
I gotta tell you, I kind of like the look. Like, it's really grounded, whereas you've got some of the heroes who've got this real fantastical look. I like that this looks, I think it looks authentic, right?
From as well, just really kind of like subtle call outs, which are very, very sweet. So the Satyr is next. Satire basically was showcased again by a bunch of the different content creators last weekend. This is one of the beasts. This is actually a common hero in the game. And going to be a collectible. But our take on it is slightly different from some of the kind of more traditional versions. But this is an in-game shot. So this is fully rendered, fully complete, in-game. It's actually in-game in the wrong faction, but doesn't matter right now. It's literally just, how does the lighting work with this dude? And is he kind of doing the do? This is my Michaela, who is basically our creature 3D modeler. She does phenomenal work, honestly. Phenomenal work. Okay, I don't even know if I meant to show you this one. I don't even know if I meant to show it. I'm leaving it in. The Sphinx. The Sphinx. Damn. Some people were saying, I wonder if we're going to get a Sphinx in the game. Again, we've gone with our take on it. Kind of got slightly never-ending stories vibes going on here. Vibes. Yeah. Sweet ass looking visual. We've got another shot coming up with it kind of a bit more modeled here. Griffin's and nowhere near finished, obviously. It's just a block out, but you start to get a vibe of what's going on with the Sphinx. So good. I love that we can create these type of characters in the game from mythology, because it just opens up brilliant creatures, brilliant bosses, brilliant heroes to collect. It's so vast, it's insane.
So is Sphinx going to be a hero, a creature?
Okay.
Or what? Whoa.
Anyone's mind blown. This is Zulong. Gino created Zulong. This is in-game. Rendered in-game. It's not properly rigged yet. It's not properly animated, so I can't show you any of that stuff. But look at this. Look at the quality of work. If anyone's telling me we're not up there in terms of quality of visual, then I don't know what you're looking at. I do not know what the hell you are looking at. This is absolutely phenomenal work. I love it. Absolutely love it. I cannot wait to see him animated and rigged and stuff. Okay, let's talk about a couple of environments. So Kajiki, we've shown bits of it before. This is in-game. This is the in-game.
I think one of the things, to be fair to Simon and their team, is that when you see the backgrounds, which I think are looking pretty cool, I think the biggest thing I said is the The breakaway seemed to have a little less detail when the actual breakaway pieces within the backgrounds, the backdrops for each of the levels. This has way more intricate than a sandscape, and I feel that. I think the level of detail, it'll be interesting to see it in game. And of course, once they apply all the visual filters you can apply, the characters are looking pretty good. I think the only one that I was curious on was Aphrodite. I think the rest look pretty detailed. I think pretty good. You can agree or disagree with their imagining of these different ones, but I mean, I think on the first run, I was like the demo 1.0. I was like, it needs a little more pop. And then when they showed the updated version from the thing, I was like, yeah, that's a little more pop. That's on there. That dragon looked pretty freaking cool, and this background looks. And this is probably my favorite history. So, it's looking pretty dope.
Aesthetic we've got. So when the technical artists start to do their magic and start to apply different lighting settings, that type of stuff, we get to do this kind of like cool, moody kind of like moonlit light. It's phenomenal. So you can imagine your heroes are lining up here against the enemy. You could kind of got that cinematic view that we're going with. Absolutely brilliant. And then this is the other view of it from behind, I guess, and another view of a kind of Kajiki level, which is kind of more mountainous with this kind of red lava. Still got some of the buildings, but they're a bit more damaged. And yeah, I think you get a real flavor of what we're going for with Kajiki just from seeing those 3 shots. So tons going on in that side. We're starting to get some of the Avalon pieces together here. So this is like, what do? We build a bunch of the stuff that's going to live in the Avalon levels. We do it with all the levels. And then we start to bring it to life in the engine. So you can see here how the artists are just kind of like playing around with some of the different assets. What's quite cool here, we're going to see an animated knight a bit later. This is the dude that's animated. They basically remodeled him, repositioned him, and turned him into a statue. Very cool use of an asset. They bake it right down so that it doesn't cost a lot of efficiency, I guess, or whatever on your devices. But it's a really clever use of an asset which works perfectly as a statue as well. We're still going. So this is an Echo level, so based on the Gates of Babylon. This is still, it's not finished. There's still some stuff we're going to do to refine it. I'll give you the live feedback.
So
some of the feedback we said was, feels like...
I feel like I got that right when I said Echo is Babylonian. Because it could have been any... There's a couple different... If I recall. Anyway, Babylonian it is.
We're seeing a lot of the same color on the level.
And does that mean we're also going to get... So Babylonian seems to be... They could be a counter to Egyptian. But they could just be ready for a counter being like Mesopotamian. Any of the Nile civilizations would be absolutely banger. That's probably the best plus for this game, is that you have the opportunity for really a limitless number of mythos and factions. Like I can't. How do you pick?
We want to kind of improve that. Could we change perhaps some of the brickwork coloring or the path coloring so it's not all?
I'm also curious. Are they going to tiptoe away from old God or new God? Are they going to tiptoe away from anything that has their feet in current day? I was always curious about that. You know, you think of Civilization, which also pulls from different cultures and histories throughout time. And they have some very prominent Muslim figures. They have religion in their game. And I would think that they're going to, other than ancient civilizations and the religion that's part of their civilization, I'm sure they're not going to go down that road. Obviously, this is about God, so there's religion is right in the name. But like from a practical standpoint, do they stay away from newer civilizations like Muslim, Jewish, Christian? I guess Avalon kind of would be Christian, though they have Merlin, which is a druid, so it's kind of that. I'd be careful. Probably my answer would be no. I would stay away from all that. But at the same time, I think that there's some really cool, early century figures that could be used. So very curious about where they're going to go with that.
all the same material everywhere. That's the type of stuff we discuss when we're going through these sessions. Oh man, so good. Absolutely phenomenal. Imagine you've got your squads here. In the background, you could see this setting. Like, the environments really, really bring the game to life when we're going with this cinematic type of view. And we can do a lot more with them, which is what's so cool. So this is Edu here doing phenomenal work. The Temple of Kukulkan. Kukulkan. I don't know if I said that right. Probably not. Apologies. Okay, just some of the different animations. So run animation for Kajiki. Just an idol here. Shield smash. Just showing like some of the representation of the visuals of animations. I think it's important to see it. Like, so this is how it plays through. And we give feedback on this sort of stage. It's more like a cast ability with a shield dude. He pulls his shield in front of him, slams it down. You can imagine VFX start to come off as that happens, as your team gain some sort of buffs or the enemy gain debuffs. This is Shamash in his kind of like block out run form animation. Shamash winding one up. So this is like almost like a debuff or a threat type of ability rather than a smack. Yes, he's kind of like on you, my friend. We've then got Shamash actually doing a whack. Coming in, you see the weighting is good. We're not getting loads of clipping with these robes or this cloth, which is important to us as well. Shamash laying it down. I think this is going to be his ultimate. So where you see the kind of like hover in midair, if you can imagine a charge up of VFX that comes in, he's a sun god. He's going to charge up and then slam down with the force. It's not until you start seeing the VFX on board with these things that you realize how cool it already looks, honestly. Shamash just dropping down. Taking a nap. Here's the knight that I was talking about earlier with that's now a statue, by the way. So just a basic attack here. He's only going to be a common. Here we see that attack now in game.
He's a red shirt.
And obviously when you start to add the VFX to it.
Knight number 3.
You really get the sell of the ability. Even though he's a common, we still want the abilities to feel pretty sweet. And, you know, you just start to get that kind of sense. Obviously, like, the visual quality of the enemy's not here. Imagine the enemy taking the knockback as well. But you really start to get a feel for what we're trying to do once you get the VFX coming in as well. Add the sound effects onto that as well. Damn. It's a different experience. Second ability from the knight. Look on the right-hand side here. Drops the shield. Obviously from that, you'll get like shield up for your team or shield up for him. Whatever it is we're going to do for his kits. Again, just selling the abilities with the VFX. Both from our point of view, if it's our player, our hero, or from seeing the enemy do it, this cinematic view where you're closer to the action, I think it's totally sweet. I think it's really easily the right way to go.
I agree. I feel like the third the over shoulder view or whatever, the top down view, I don't know what they call it with Raid, and then the whole like the whole battlefield view from like tower defense games. I think I like this because it's something different. I don't recall. Maybe Seven Deadly Sins did it a bit where they'd zoom in on the character when they did their ultimates and stuff. I like leaning into that direction. I think there's so much more you can do with it. I always think of it as Final Fantasy view, right? Because the 4 of you are running up and then you do a thing and it zooms in the character and it takes 38 minutes to do their ultimate. Maybe don't take 38 minutes to do an ultimate. You know, mobile age, we don't have the patience that we used to, but I do like that idea. I think it's needed. I think it's wanted. So awesome.
The more I'm seeing it, the more I am loving it. Dagonet here as well. Dagonet with the triple smack. I don't know if we've seen this hero even before, but
I was like, who's that?
Triple hits and then comes back into position. You start to get a feel for the work that's going on with the animations and the VFX. Just staying here, very basic, rare smack, and down. Again, not fully animated and stuff, all that.
Spearman,
just gives you an idea.
Another red shirt.
And then the second ability, I love this one.
I like that one.
The AoE. The AoE.
I almost wonder. I mean, that's freaking fantastic, by the way. That is freaking fantastic. I wonder if by using these cool animations on the rare and commons and uncommons, it gives you more, or if it makes the epics and legendaries feel less special. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. I don't know if I have an opinion. I just have a question. I would have to see it all in. I guess I'm just used to, you know, if it's a common or an uncommon, typically they don't get big fancy looking VFX. But I mean, that doesn't mean they can't. It just means that's
Spear
where they cheap out.
Bam. Again, just selling it with the VFX. Really, really doing a solid job. This is what we want to see. This is the type of thing. Lay the damage in. Yes, please.
Although, just if I had that spear, I would want that shield. I'd want a shield that works better with the spear. I don't know. What do I know? I don't have a spear. I've chucked a javelin, but I've never chucked a spear.
Very nice work. And all of this stuff is, you know, for refinement. This is not all refined. It's just, I just want to give you a sense of what we're seeing on a weekly basis here. Nice buff ability here. Again, final ability from Sustain here. Seeing it from different points of view. And that's the end of the show.
It's pretty good.
As I say, we've got...
That was a lot. Like, I know I haven't been in the creator assets lately, because they post a link and then you got to go look, and I've just been really busy planning a wedding with my future wife. Next week it will be. Oh my god. Woo! When am I going to do a video again? Probably Monday. Or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. We're going to Orlando, so hopefully Orlando's still there. It's really actually scary, the hurricane. This one looks like it's a nasty one. Tampa's taking the brunt of it, but it's still going to travel over the entirety of Florida with level 3/2. So hopefully everything will be okay. I should not do this while recording video. I'm like, hey, let me go look at the assets and see what we missed. I'll maybe try to put something together with the assets on the road. But let me let Simon finish this.
Got so much going on. We've got an absolute kick-ass team working on these things. And every time I sit in this meeting once a week, it's my favorite meeting of the week because I get to see so much more cool stuff that's coming through in Godforge. Look, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you liked what we're doing here. Come and join the Discord as well. We do have the beta sign-up still live. You can go and sign up. I'll put all the links to that down below. We're hoping for the beta to be in Q1 next year. So that's going to be, we're hoping for like end of Feb, but we'll see where we get to on dates. But really appreciate all the support so far, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, well, there you go. It's some pretty fun-looking stuff. I like the VFX looks. I like some of the new visual assets for the backgrounds. Love Merlin. Can't wait to see that. I think the VFX is probably the biggest thing because it's really unfair to, and we've all done it, including myself, so I'm not saying that I'm innocent of it, but it's unfair to just judge someone without the whole scape, having all the VFX loaded in, having all the different things they can do with the background, the lighting, the shading. I think what we're, again, and I've said this a bunch of times, I think what we're going to see by beta will be different than what we have now, and what we see by the time it launches is different than beta. They're just gonna have opportunity to make more polished. Like, here's the deal: like, you've got a team that's creating all these visual backgrounds and all these assets for backgrounds and factions. Well, let's say they start with 10 factions. I think, have they said how many? 9, 10? Anyway, let's say it's 10. They're going to make all the 10 assets. They're going to make all the 10 backgrounds. They're going to have everything set. And the Fateless crew are going to be like, yep, that's excellent. That's what we wanted. And they're going to have that all done. They're going to have that all ready to go. And it's now, it's not going to be like, well, now make another. No, it's going to be, hey, we're in beta. So you're done making backgrounds. Now polish them and keep adding to them and keep creating. And I think that's the thing that I'm looking forward to, is that they can continue to work on these, especially after they get all the main assets that they want down pat. They're going to get to a point where they're like, okay, now we can really fine tune and really turn it up, and that's when you start looking at stuff like that. And and the characters keep coming out, and I'll tell you this right now. whether you want it or not. I'll tell you this for free. To me, the one thing that is missing from Watcher of Realms, which I play and have a channel for, is the sheer scope and variety of champions that you can use to answer the call. What I mean by that is, whatever it is, say we got to fight that big ass Chinese dragon, which I'm sure we will, which is phenomenal, looks amazing. There's not just a certain subset. Maybe there's a few sub-ins you can do, but really this is the team. And yeah, there's an epic only version of defeat maybe, and then there's like in Watcher of Realms, it seems like most areas of the game have pretty defined ways of doing things. When you look at Arena, it's a very small subset of things you can do in Arena. It's not just use any 4 characters. Just find a good combination. It's not like that. And that's its failing so far. And hopefully it's something it's going to rectify. And it's also, as a side note, the reason why I don't do as many videos as I'd like to over there is because I don't find new and unique ways to do things. It's very difficult. And I think that this here runs the opportunity to do all that, but they got to have the champions. So the more champions we see come out, the more epics, the more legendaries, even rares, screw it, let's go. Even commons and uncommons, the more we see come out, the more opportunity there's going to be for that variety. And I think that's the appealing part of Raid. For all the stuff I crap on about Raid Shadow Legends and the reason why I quit it, the part that is so appealing, the reason why even today, part of me still wants to play it, even though I've shut that door at least for the time being, hopefully forever, but you never know. Certainly never to put money in it again, and as long as that's the case, I probably will. I don't even have it on all but this desktop just so I can help Amanda when she plays. But the thing that they did right is, if I pull champions, there's disappointment in legendaries, definitely. But there's so many moments when you're like, oh, I really hope I get Harima. Oh my God, I just got champion B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, who also helped me with area, especially when you're newer. Like, can you imagine you are hoping for Harima on the banner, but you get Stultus? Stultus answers so many questions in this game. And yes, Harima is is objectively better than Stultus. It's so many areas of the game and in so many different unbelievable builds, but that doesn't make Stultus bad. Stultus can still go out there, and you can still use Stultus in so many modes. And if that's your first legendary, yeah, we all want the best of the best. We all want Siphi, but if you don't have Siphi, you can still play the game, as it took me 4.5 years to get her when I played. So that's what I'm really looking forward to with this game, and seeing what they come up with to create these combinations to ensure that there's more than one way to pass levels and pass bosses, and that we're not pigeonholed by a certain mechanic or a certain meta, and that we can just throw caution to the wind. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing all the different backgrounds. So yeah, let's stick with me. We're gonna keep on this journey. I'm looking forward to hopefully February. Knock on wood that they get it done in time. Definitely, I'll be playing it. I haven't been doing lives for a while. Maybe that's when we start doing lives again. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm just rambling at this point, so thank you for making it to this part of the video. If you did and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing. And, of course, most importantly, we'll see you in the next video.